What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Just got down here to Randy's shop, RJ Motorsports. We are working on the race car. Got some work to do to it. Got a long punch list. If y'all didn't see the video where we went racing, we went testing, I should say, at Galat over the weekend on Saturday. We made some good progress. Ended up going a 518 at 142, but we got some issues. So let's work on it. We got a whole laundry list of things to do. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to show you what we're going to get done tonight. Then I'm gonna have to come back in a couple nights and finish what we don't get done tonight, because the goal is to go testing again this weekend. In order to get faster, you got to test, and I suck at testing. Usually I just jump in a race. I have done a good job of resisting people wanting me to get in the race, but you know, it is what it is. It's fun. We're gonna make this thing go fast, and we're gonna get some win lights soon, hopefully. Comment, like, and subscribe if y'all want to support the channel. Head on over to turbojohnracing.com, grab yourself some hats and t-shirts. Got a lot of cool merchandise over there. Everything you guys buy, it goes directly back into the race car program. Ask my wife. All right, guys, so we're going to get this front end off. They're going to start working on that, Randy and his guys. If y'all need any paint and bodywork stuff done, they are laying down the slicky slick paint. Look at it. We still hadn't decided. The black looks so good, but I want something different. So it's going to stay black for a little while, though. I did also just crank this thing up a minute ago and got it in the trailer. This battery right here is gangster, son. It is awesome, awesome, awesome. It turned it over, if y'all remember, the Go Lithium was like 150 RPM with no priming. So no priming, nothing. It ended up turning at 190 RPM. So it wasn't much of a gain. I thought it was actually, it feels like it's more than that, but it's not. So it's only 50 RPM. And it turned over and then it cranked right up, so that was good. The main thing we're going to be focusing on today, we're having trouble, we're struggling with boost control, and we got these bad to the bone Black Sheep Industry wastegates. But when I built this kit, this one right here is not terrible. Let's talk about priority flow to the wastegates. So if you think about gas flow in a pipe, in a tube, in a exhaust, any type of air, this one right here is kind of at a nice little angle, right? So it's it's coming here to this point, it's coming this way, and it goes here to here. So this is like a 45-degree angle. This one's not terrible. On the other hand, this one over here, let's think about the way the gas is coming here. So this is a very high pressure area. So kind of what my thought was is, even though it's perpendicular, that the exhaust would still, it would be lazy and come here this way. And it may be. It clearly is flowing some, but I don't think it's flowing enough, because if this starts turning too much, then basically it's going to go right by this point. The reason is here is because when we were over at Austin's, I'm an idiot, and I completely forgot to take my wastegates with me. So I knew when we were building this, Anthony was over there helping me, and I was like, I really need to put it at an angle, but I didn't have it with me. So I was like, man, it's going to get hit my my fuel cell. So I was like, this is not going to work. So let's put it at this angle, and that way it's safe. Well, it was safe. It cleared my fuel cell like I wanted it to, but it is not priority. So I think this wastegate right here can definitely use some help. So we're going to chop this one off. I was thinking about putting a third wastegate on it, and we still may end up having to do that. But I got enough tube. We'll cut this right here, and then we're going to cut this back here at this point right here, and then we're going to basically stick another 90-degree on here. Or I can just cut this off and then just angle it and then weld a little piece over this pipe. I mean, this is a kit that I done. I mean, clearly it's not the best ever, and we got lots of rust already happening. This is actually rust from the dripping out of the downpipe stuff up here. I guess that's got some holes in it. I need to probably weld those up. The little radiator is gangster. This thing is working fantastic. That is a CSF. I had a couple people ask. Austin's got this thing, Dragwire Solutions. He did a great job the way he wired this thing up to something that's pretty cool. I've never really thought about it, but I don't really know how he done it. But down here, he's got this switch panel, and the Holly actually is also controlling my fan and my water pump. So I've got it up here, fan and water pump, over there, the third one from the left. But when I crank the car up, the way it's got set up, when the car is running, the water pump comes on. So it's constantly circulating, and I can change that. I can make it so that everything comes on at a certain temperature. But so the water pump actually comes on, starts working when the engine cranks up, and then when it gets to 120 degrees, then the fan kicks on. And that's all automatic. I'm not having to do anything in the car. The only time I turn it on in the car is when I'm back in the pits and I'm trying to cool it down. And this thing, it cools off phenomenally fast. It's amazing how good this little radiator is. We've ran the little Honda radiators for a while, and they work okay. But, you know, it's just one of those things. They're not superb just because of the volume of water. It's a real thin one. So the volume of water this one has is probably double the volume, maybe not quite double. But so that's working good. Crank trigger, this thing is working great. So we got that thing up and working. So that seemed to cure our misfire issue. So I think we're good there. We still got to work on our bump stop stuff. And then in the back of the car, which I've already done, I've done that a few minutes ago. We lowered the back of the car some. We lowered it another hole, real easy to do. Just lower it on the shock mount there. Went down a hole. And then I also moved on the upper bar. I moved the upper bar up one hole to take some anti-squat out of it. This thing is calculating it out. It's a little bit over 100%, and what we're seeing on the data log is showing that too. When it takes off, it doesn't do much. It does a little bit of squat. That's natural. It squats and then separates. Well, I shouldn't say squat. It separates just a tad. That's just the natural reaction of the torque, and then it kind of gradually increases to where at the top of the track, what we're losing rise in the front and we're gaining rise in the back. So it was gaining an inch of lift in the back, and then it was also nose going down. So that could be downforce. It could be just the way the suspension is set up. So I think what I did is I took that upper bar and moved it out further. So the instant center point is now further up here. It's a little bit lower. I want the car to squat. I want it to squat. There's a lot of people that say on slicks you want it to slightly separate, which is about where we were, but I want it to squat. I want it to squat, and so that's what we're going to try to do. The other thing we could be, there's a couple people have been asking about a wing. Right now we're in the no wing gang, so I don't know. Talking about airflow and, you know, how much downforce is actually coming from the wing. It for sure can create some downforce, but, you know, a lot of times they're all floppy and stuff too. So, I mean, it helps clean the air up. So probably the whole back of the car is helping as a wing. The other thing I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to try to do some under back here to get the air to come out a little bit cleaner from under the back of the car. And then if I can get the air to clean up under the back bottom, then maybe we won't have to put a wing on it up here. That's kind of the game plan. So we got a whole to-do list of things to get done today. Courtney and Brandon and Uncle Mike and Brandon, they're coming over. We're picking along at it. So let's see what we got. Let's get working. So Brandon just got over here. Randy and Jim are back over there. We're working on it. We're fixing to start on this turbo kit now. Go ahead and start taking this thing off. Let me put you on time lapse. Hang on. All right, guys, turbo kit is off. Very easy to get this turbo kit off. I don't know if you noticed or not. It comes off super easy. This thing is heavy, too. Maybe we ought to run this thing in natural aspirated trim. Let's put nitrous on it. It's too late to put nitrous?
No, it's not, but why?
Let's put nitrous on it. Just kidding. Header, you can see where it's leaking here. So Uncle Mike's going to come get it. The flange is just a little bit warped on it. And you know, it's like 50-50. When you weld these flanges on, sometimes they get extra hot and they tweak just a little bit. So he'll just take this to, he's got a buddy with a sander, and he'll sand these down. That one's leaking, and then that one's leaking. That one back there just a little bit too. The other side did not leak at all. So that side ended up being perfect. And he built this one, same thing, built this one from scratch. So I mean, there again, it's just, you know, it's just random, oddball. So now we're looking, what we got to decide what we're going to do with wastegate. I'd like to get another Black Sheep Industries wastegate, so I got matching wastegates. But Jason Tyson, I just talked to him. He's got some 60 millimeter wastegates that are precision that I can get and put one of those on it. We got to decide where we're going. The other thing we just saw too is these holes are not exactly wallowed out all the way. So kind of what I was just thinking is right here on this one, if I could take maybe cut this off and then maybe put another tube right here and angle it in, or maybe not even cut it, but just cut this out, and then that way we could get more flow into this one. That may create more turbulence though. Something else we just noticed too. I'm an idiot. A lot of people wouldn't show you this, but I'm gonna show you because I want y'all to see that it's not always perfect. But it's hard to see because there's no good light. But that hole is not completely opened up completely to this 2.5 inch. Now it is big down there, but that hole right there, this lip on the bottom, think about exhaust gases. Exhaust gases are going to be trying to go by that because that lip goes out. So what we're going to do is we're going to radius that in, and that'll help this one flow a little bit more as well. So got some work to do on this. So we're going to start messing with this now and see what we need to do. All right, guys, look. So we just started grinding, but look how big that lip is. So the exhaust gases was completely bypassing this gate right here. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, check this out. Sorry for the flashing light. Oh, there we go. Got it. We got that all cleaned up. That is going to flow a whole lot more exhaust. A lot more. I mean, a whole lot more. I can't believe that I forgot to do that one. This one over here, I did. This one needs to be cleaned up too. That is not even close to being. I must have just completely forgot. All right, guys. So now this one is cleaned out too. Man, I'm a freaking idiot. So now I'm at a point. So you can see I can see right there if I angle this that way. I can see right there. So I mean, we got to decide if we're going to just try it again like this, or if we want to add. For sure, if we add like a little tube right here and then cut this out, that would definitely increase the flow, but I'm scared it might create turbulence as well. We're going to look at that. We'll tell you in a minute what we decide. All right, guys, so I wanted to show you real fast, too, talking about flow. So I think we're going to just leave it the way it is. And you can see down in there, I mean, that's a straight shot to that gate. I mean, it's not, 100% straight on, but that is a lot of flow now that we opened it up. And then even the same way on this one down here. I mean, you can see that is, we got some good flow on this. So we're going to try it. We're going to just leave it the way it is and try it again and see what it does. All right, guys. So Uncle Mike's over here. He's working on doing a belly pan for this thing. How's it going to go, Mike? What's the game plan?
We're still learning.
So Courtney is fixing to undo some of Austin's wiring. Sorry.
I don't even know how it comes undone.
So we need to get Austin to give us a tutorial on how to take these clips loose. Essentially what we're going to have to do is just move these out of the way right now. We got to weld a piece on this. We're going to weld a piece over here. And Mike's just going to basically create a pan with a drip side that goes down and then encapsulates. I think the rule says it's got to be 2 inches on each side. So we're going to do that. And that way we won't have to run a diaper. We'll run the drip pan. The way this headers are designed and the way the headers are so tight on this side, on that side over there, we got plenty of room for a diaper, but over here, it just won't work the way it's done. So, yeah, so we're going to work on that for a minute, getting that planned out. Mike will break it all. Courtney, what you up to?
We can't do this while you're filming because if he sees, we're not even.
I've already filmed it.
Actually.
I've already filmed it. Too late. Austin, Courtney's fired.
I ain't do nothing yet. I'm just trying to figure it out.
We're trying to protect the wiring, but it is not coming loose, is it?
A good advertisement for him though. It's shaking the car.
Right.
Watch the car. Look.
I see.
Look, it's shaking the freaking car on his connectors.
It's so tight. So we just got to get this loose so that we don't mess it up while we're putting the belly pan in. And Austin drills and taps all these, so we should be fine. We actually may end up having to move these to the outside of that rail or maybe even up a little bit higher. That's one of the Austin was like, bro, you should have a car built before you bring me the car.
Well, he's right.
He probably wouldn't have put that there if the belly pan was there, right? It is what it is. Okay, so we're working on it. We're making progress. Hang on. All right, guys, so Uncle Mike has figured out what we're going to do with the pan. We got these welded on. My TIG welding is not the best, but these things are nice and secure. So we did have to move Austin's wiring a little bit. So Courtney's about to reattach all that stuff. We made sure we didn't burn anything. The holly is disconnected. So his pan is basically going to go up here. They're going to put the rib nuts in the aluminum, and we'll just bolt it in through the back. So it's going to go all the way down, encapsulate it, and then come back up, and then across this front. So we're going to have a belly pan. It's going to have a 2 or 3 inch lip on the side. And then that way, if we do have, we'll put diaper material in it. And then that way, if we have any issues, it'll catch anything that's in there. Since we can't, it's going to be hard to get a diaper on it. So we're almost done with this. Under the bottom of the car, y'all seen it before. He's got all this stuff, aluminum in. Like I said, we made the bar changes earlier, so we're good there. So we're getting close. So I think we're almost done for the night. All right, guys, so we're working on bump steer now. A lot of people have talked about bump steer. We're just trying to set it now. Bump steer, you have to get a happy medium, right? So you can't ever get it perfect. You can get it the best you can get it. But sometimes we're more concerned about going down the track, right? So it's got to be towed correctly, barely in going down the track. If it's towed out or towed in going through the pits, that don't really matter. If it's, it might look wonkier when you're backing up, the wheels all kind of flop over. But that's one of the things that you see a lot on no prep cars, is because you have all this travel, these long travel struts. It's hard to make it perfect. And so you get it, it's compromise. It's always a compromise. And so that's what we're trying to do now. We're fixing to start moving on the bump steer kits. Basically, all you do is just move these. And you can move up and down and short and tall. Courtney, I think, Mike, y'all said yours ended up on top of the arm.
He was low,
so to make it work, that's what he had to do. He had to actually reverse it, which we can do that too.
I don't think we gotta do that.
But we can if we need to.
It would be too aggressive. The angle on the control arm would be too aggressive.
So that's what we're working on now. We'll get it sorted. Right now, basically at ride height, it was towed. What was it, towed out?
8th out right now.
So it's not far off.
Yeah, that's the 8th right now.
So it's getting closer. So Courtney, what's going on with your car? Give us some updates. What you got going on the Plymouth?
Got the cab welded to the rails, got the diesel, the motor welded to the rails, and...
What kind of weight bias we going to have in this thing?
Oh, we don't care about that.
Come on, bro.
It's going to weigh like a dump truck.
So did you end up using the 500-pound rails?
Well, the 2 that we were supposed to use, yes, that I did not mess up. But the one I messed up is at the shop. You got to move it around with a forklift.
Jesus.
He ordered a 10-foot, what was that, a 2x6?
No.
I saw you throw Mike under the bus. You threw Uncle Mike under the bus and said he told you to get a half inch steel or something.
What were you making, a dump truck?
Courtney's like, we got a dump. He's like,
it's for sale on Facebook Marketplace if you're looking to build a warehouse or anything. You need above the ground.
Right. If you need some supports for your lift, he's got you hooked up. So go check him out, the Paint and Paper Hustle. That thing is coming along pretty nice.
We're doing Mustang right now. So we are doing the whole front end on a SN95.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then we're painting the Camaro all over, covering every step right behind that.
I got you.
So
well, cool
there
deal.
is some race car stuff on the channel.
So that's pretty cool. A lot of people like the race car stuff, and he's selling the Comet, trying to sell it, but he'll build another race car at some point, I'm sure.
Probably.
Oh, look, Randy, what about your hot rod over there? Have you cranked it up yet?
Nope.
Let's go take a look at that thing.
Collecting dust again.
It's dust. I'm trying to put more dust back on it.
So what have you decided what the game plan is with this thing?
No.
So you still don't know exactly. You did wipe it down.
Yes, we wiped it down. Well, my guys wiped it down. I wasn't involved in that.
It does look a little better.
I wanted it to stay dirty.
Come on now.
And, I wanted the original dust.
The original dust. Bro, I'm just saying I ain't no good painter, but man, that thing.
It's the whole.
What is that? What is that?
It's where it's just didn't breathe well when they painted it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I got you.
We call it pop.
Oh, got you. I mean, it's not flaking off. It's just like got texture to it.
Yeah, it's got some texture on it.
But it ain't got it back there. It's just on this.
Just that's fiberglass.
Oh, the fiberglass. Which this is. I mean, we looked at the old seat belts. I mean, it's old bracket stuff from back in the day.
It's lasted a long time. They got their money's worth.
Wow, that's crazy. When we gonna crank it?
We ain't.
What do you mean we ain't?
Ain't nothing wrong with it sitting right there.
Dude, it's about ready to crank though. We can have this thing cranked up in a day. All right, guys. In not too much time, you're going to see this thing cranked up and run. We're going to relive it, see if we can get it to crank. All it needs is a battery and some fuel and some valve adjusted. Carburetor probably needs to be cleaned. I ain't messed with a carburetor. I'm gonna let in the truck. I ain't messed with a carburetor in a long time, but we can figure it out. We'll figure that thing out. All right, guys, so we think he's got this right. So he basically just kept moving the bump steer up on getting it closer to the spindle. It's barely down now. And so this is at full travel, full droop, but it's actually not towing in or towing out, or it's very minute now. So it's pretty cool. Guys, well, we are done for the night, so we'll be coming back. Uncle Mike's got the header. He's got the, what all you got? You got the measurements for the sheet metal. So he's doing that. We're going to come back Thursday. Courtney's bringing his tow stuff because we are still playing with the tow. We thought we were done, and we're not done. Is bump steer ever done? No. I don't think it's ever done really either.
Not when you got 7 inches on the front.
Right. I mean, that's the whole thing. We got a lot of travel. So it's coming back together, though. I do think I'm hoping this is going to be okay. We're going to try it the way we got it. I know that's not perfect, but when you look into that bend right there, you can clearly see that. And the way we did not have it, I did not. There ain't no we in it, it's me. The way I did not have that hole opened up all the way, maybe this will be good enough with just 2 wastegates. If not, we could, like we were talking about, put a little adapter on it. So once again, we're done for tonight. Appreciate all the help, everybody. We are done. Comment, like, and subscribe. We're going testing this weekend. Later.